Erica Mena's world was rocked when a mysterious phone video surfaced online showing private messages and recordings that seemed to expose a hidden romance. Fans are shocked as whispers spread that Yandy Smith Harris might have been involved with Erica's ex-husband behind closed doors. The leak happened late at night, just as rumors about Yandy's loyalty had begun to simmer. Suddenly, everyone was talking about those deleted texts, the secret late-night calls, and the cryptic voicemails that hinted at a relationship no one saw coming. Imagine the scene: Erica scrolling through her phone, eyes widening, heart pounding as she realizes the implications of what she's seeing. Meanwhile, Yandy is nowhere to be found and her social media is silent. The family was left divided as friends and co-stars scrambled to make sense of the scandal. Emotions ran high when clips of Yandy and Erica's ex appeared online, seemingly laughing together during what looked like a private dinner, an image that contradicted Yandy's public statements. Now, every message, every emoji, every late-night conversation is under scrutiny. The question on everyone's mind: is there proof, or is this just another twisted rumor? And as the drama unfolds, one thing is certain: nothing will ever be the same for Erica Yandy or the hidden figure at the center of this explosive leak. The leak surfaced in the dead of night, when most of Atlanta's reality stars had long gone to bed. Erica Mena, restless and unable to shake a nagging feeling, decided to revisit her old phone. A lingering update had transferred everything onto her device, including a hidden gallery she'd forgotten about. As she scrolled, she stumbled upon a folder named Unknown, an innocent title that concealed a trove of explosive messages. Her breath hitched when she saw screenshots of late-night texts between Yandy Smith Harris and a contact labeled only as J. The conversation began innocently enough: flirty salutations, playful banter, but soon revealed secrets Erica never expected. With trembling fingers, Erica tapped on the first image, a timestamp that read 217 AM, followed by Yandy's text, "I can't stop thinking about you." Below it, a reply appeared: "Meet me at the 12th Street Diner." Erica's pulse quickened. She had spent years trusting Yandy like a sister. Thoughts of betrayal churned in her gut. The next screenshot showed a blurred photograph of Yandy and the mysterious Jay laughing over coffee. Erica recognized the setting. It was the exact booth where her ex-husband Denzel Stokes used to take her on date nights. Her heart hammered as realization struck. Jay was Denzel, Erica's former spouse. Earnest steps into any given day can bring unexpected news. But Erica never imagined uncovering such a scandal. She replayed a voice message, grainy but unmistakable. Denzel's comforting tone, whispering, "You're so beautiful." Her laughter mingling with hushed promises. Each message was a blow to her trust. Each image, a reminder of a friendship and marriage she thought were left in better places. Tears blurred her vision, but fury burned hotter. She knew she had to expose this, but how? The late hour meant decisions made in solitude. Erica arrived at the soundstage for Love and Hip Hop Atlanta, her usually vibrant energy replaced by a steely resolve. She slipped into her trailer and took a deep breath before calling a producer she trusted. "I have something you need to see," she said, voice low. "We need to pull the footage." The producer's response crackled with both concern and excitement. "What is it? Is it serious?" Erica didn't hesitate. "It's Yandy. You know the rumors, they're real. I have screenshots." By the time Erica's makeup was done, word had already begun to spread through the crew. Whispers of "Have you seen Erica's face?" and "Something big is coming" echoed down the hall. On set, Yandy arrived radiant in a crisp white top and designer jeans, her smile masking any hint of the storm about to break. She greeted her castmates, warmly oblivious to the tension gathering around her. Kirk Frost, seated across from her, noticed Erica's eyes flashing with intensity. "You okay?" he asked softly. Yandy nodded, forcing a smile. "I'm great, ready for my close-up." Kirk studied her unease, creeping. He'd noticed her restless glances at her phone. Lately, a silence uncharacteristic of her usually social presence. Erica waited until the cameras rolled on the morning's first scene, a promotional segment about upcoming spin-offs, then moved silently toward Yandy's dressing area, producer in tow, clutching a tablet. The producer tapped the screen, cueing the first screenshot, Yandy's late-night text inviting Denzel to a secret meeting. Yandy glanced up, confusion flickering across her features. "Erica, what's—" But Erica cut her off, voice ringing with accusation. "What is this?" The crew gasped, and the audience in the studio fell silent. Sensing the tension, the host seated nearby leaned forward, curiosity piqued. Kirk stood abruptly. "Show me." The producer swiped to reveal a series of images. Every late-night text, every cryptic selfie of Yandy and Denzel up at dawn, paparazzi moments blurred in the background, captions hinting at stolen glances and hidden rendezvous. Yandy's breathing quickened. This is a mistake," she stammered, hands trembling. Kirk's face palled. "What are you saying, Yandy?" he demanded. Erica's lips curled into a hollow smile. "Stop playing dumb. You sent these. I saw everything on my phone." She held the tablet up, voice rising as cameras rolled and captured each tortured reaction. "You thought I wouldn't find out. You thought I would let my friends steal my marriage. Yandy wiped tears from her eyes, words faltering. Erica, sorry, it was supposed to be nothing. I never meant to hurt you. But the tears did nothing to soften the blow. Kirk's eyes darted between Yandy and Erica, betrayal washing over him. How long has this been going on? His voice cracked, emotions raw. Yandy swallowed hard. It started last summer after I and Kirk started facing problems. Denzel was there to listen. He was a friend. Then things happened. I didn't plan for it to get serious. Erica's laugh was bitter. A friend, you betrayed me and my family. Her finger pointed accusingly at Yandy. I thought you loved Kirk. I thought we were a family. Yandy's sobs grew louder. I did love Kirk. I still do. But I was lonely. I needed someone. Denzel was there. She glanced at Kirk. Please understand. Kirk recoiled. Understand, Yandy, you used our kid's future. For your selfishness. The host moved closer, a professional anchor amidst chaos. We're showing this because fans deserve transparency. We want to see Yandy's reaction, Kirk's response, and how Denzel fits into this triangle. As the cameras zoomed, Erica produced another voice note. Denzel's smooth voice whispering, "Meet me tonight." The audio played over the studio speakers. Hushed gasps rippled through the crew and audience. Yandy bit her lip. It sounds worse than it was. We didn't do anything beyond talking sometimes. He helped me cope. Erica's eyes blazed. Coping? You were meeting him at midnight, eating pancakes at diners, hiding from Kirk. How is that? Yandy is in trouble. Emotions ran high on set. Backstage, Rashida appeared, rushing over as soon as she heard the commotion. Girls, what's going on? She asked, looking between Erica and Yandy. Erica turned, directing the accusation like a spotlight. Rashida, Yandy's been sleeping with Denzel, Erica's ex. Rashida's face twisted in disbelief. Kirk grabbed her hand. Rashida, I'm so sorry, I didn't know. She shook her head, voice thick. I told him I trusted her. I trusted both of you. Yandy covered her face, tears streaming. I'm sorry, Rashida. I never meant to hurt you. Rashida's voice trembled. Sorry doesn't fix this. She spun away, searching for a quiet corner. Jock arriving in time to see his wife's reaction, wrapped an arm around Rashida. I'm here, babe, he whispered. She shook her head, tears falling. How do I face the kids? How do I trust anyone now? Erica watched the fallout, eyes cold, but satisfied that her truth had emerged. She stepped toward Yandy, softer now but still fierce. I know you're hurting, but Denzel, my ex, was the one who promised to support me. You took him away from me when I needed him most. Yandy's sobs turned into, please, Erica, I love you. You know that I never wanted to take him from you. Erica shook her head. Love doesn't matter when you're dissecting a friend's marriage. She turned to Kirk, voice gentler. I didn't do this to hurt Kirk. I did it for myself. Yandy needs accountability. Kirk nodded, tears falling. Amen to that. Erica scanned the cast, letting her words settle. We're better than this. On the monitor behind them, social media comments blazed. Yandy is a mess. Erase that underscore from the show. Erica is the real MVP. How does Rashida recover? Fans watched enthralled by each tearful confession and strained apology the host recounted as the night unfolded. Denzel issued a statement. I'm heartbroken. I never expected this to be broadcast. I hope both families find peace. The cameras captured Yandy's phone lighting up with Denzel's eye. Text, I'm sorry, Yandy, I have to leave town. She stared at it, faces of her children flashing in her mind. What have I done? She whispered in a quiet hallway. Kirk confronted Denzel, who awaited him, head bowed. Kirk's voice was cold fury. You destroyed a family. You used my wife's weakness to satisfy your own ego. Denzel met his gaze, guilt etched on his face. I'm sorry. If there was a way to undo it, I would. Kirk's fist clenched. Sorry is not enough. Erica returned to Yandy's side, offering a handkerchief, her own tears unshed. It's time to face reality. Every secret has a price. Yandy took the offer, voice broken. I understand. According to cast insiders, the night ended with Yandy walking off stage. Kirk, trailing behind Rashida, remained in a state of stunned silence. Jock, comforting his wife as Dawn approached Erica, posted a video to her social media. I never wanted to be the bearer of this news, but loyalty and truth matter. I hope Yandy finds a path to redemption, and Rashida finds healing. Comments poured in, some praising her bravery, others criticizing her for airing private details. The debate raged. Was Erica a hero or a villain? Backstage, the crew exchanged whispered astonishment. Never seen such raw emotion. One cameraman said, another replied, this will be the talk of reality TV for months. Erica left the set with her head held high. She braced herself for the whirlwind to come. Interviews, headlines, gossip, blogs, dissecting every detail. But for now, the truth had been revealed, and nothing would ever be the same again. Yandy didn't sleep that night. Her mind replayed every word of the confrontation. The shock of Erica's accusation, Kirk's silent betrayal, Rashida's tears and trembling voice. As dawn broke, Yandy ventured downstairs to find her kids already awake, their small faces hopeful for breakfast and school. She forced a smile. Good morning, my loves, she said, voice. They fussed over her innocently, asking about cartoons and pancakes. She swallowed the lump in her throat, cooking cereal, while her mind raced. How was she going to face them when all they knew was mommy was in trouble across town? Rashida spent the early hours packing a duffel bag. Under moonlight filtering through the window, she paused, tears slipping down her cheeks. Every photo of Yandy had been erased from her phone, an act of rage, grief, and self-preservation. But now she stared at the empty screen, realizing how much history they shared. She traced her fingers over a faded photo of her and Yandy at a beach, arms around each other laughing. That version of friendship felt like a distant memory. Kirk arrived at Yandy's house just before sunrise, catching her in the kitchen. He stood at the threshold, worry etched in every line of his face. "Yandy," he said softly. She turned, eyes red-rimmed. "Don't," he whispered. "I can't do this today." She wiped her tears. Hearing Erica's voice was worse than I imagined. Kirk said, voice cracking, "I saw those messages. I should have asked questions sooner." Yandy shook her head. "We both made mistakes, but I'm terrified of losing my children." Kirk pulled her into a gentle embrace. "We'll figure this out together, but right now we need to protect them." Yandy nodded, burying her face in his chest as she sobbed in her own home. Raquel, Rashida's sister, arrived early. She pounded on the door until Rashida opened it, puffy-eyed. Rockwell stepped inside and pulled her into a hug. "I saw everything online. Are you okay?" Rashida's shoulders shook. "No, I feel like I'm living in a nightmare." Rockwell led her to the sofa. "You can stay here. I'll handle things at home until you're ready." Rashida nodded, grateful, but hollow. "Thank you," she whispered. She stared blankly at the wall, thinking of how to rebuild a life undone in a single night. Meanwhile, Erica had spent her overnight hours drafting an emotional video statement. By morning, she pressed record on her phone. "I know releasing those messages will hurt many people," she began, voice steady but emotive, "but loyalty and truth mattered more. I'm sorry for the pain, but I stand by my actions. Some friendships end when secrets begin." She posted it to her social accounts, then closed her eyes, awaiting the storm. In less than 30 minutes, notifications flooded Erica's phone. The comment section exploded with praise from some fans and condemnation from others. Heroic betrayer, drama queen, truthler. Opinions rained down. Tabloids grabbed the clip and ran headlines like "Erica's fearless reveal divides cast" and "Yandy steps down from show after leaked affair." Erica's agent called, urging her to limit social media. Erica exhaled, wishing she could retreat from the chaos, but knowing there was no going back. On set, the remaining cast gathered for an emergency huddle. The host addressed them, voice strained. "We're delaying today's shoot. We need to regroup." A producer checked notes. "Yandy's segments are on hold. We'll reschedule when the dust settles." Rashida sat in a makeup chair, staring down at her phone. Jock joined her, quietly wrapping an arm around her shoulders. "I called the kids. School. They'll understand why you're late today." Rashida nodded, tears glinting. "Thank you," she whispered. In a nearby trailer, Kirk sat with Yandy's empty chair beside him. He stared at the door, imagining seeing her enter at any moment, but she never came. He thought of his children, wondering if they sensed the tension swinging through the family. Guilt tore at him. He'd promised loyalty, friendship, and family unity, and instead delivered betrayal. The weight felt unbearable. Just after breakfast, Joke drove Rashida to the local elementary school. They parked in silence. Rockwell's car pulled in behind them, carrying Erica's kids for a play date. Juck kissed Rashida's forehead. "I'll take our kids to soccer practice later," he said. Rashida leaned back, voice hollow. "I don't know if I can function today." Joke took her hand one step at a time. She nodded, still clutching his hand. At the school drop-off, Rashida's children ran to the gate waving. She forced a smile, hugging them. "Have a great day." The children climbed the steps, unaware of the heartbreak unfolding. Raquel watched from behind, planting a reassuring kiss on Rashida's cheek. "You're doing great," she whispered, and Rashida nodded, swallowing fresh tears. Back home, Yandy paced the living room, phone in hand. She dialed Cole's number, sure he'd left town as he promised. Voicemail picked up. "Yandy, I can't do this anymore." Cole's voice crackled. "I'm sorry, I'm gone." She closed, her eyes, heartbreak flooding her. She dropped the phone as if it burned her skin. "You ruined everything," she muttered. Across town, Cole loaded the last of his belongings into a duffel bag. His apartment, once a sanctuary, felt empty, haunted by memories of secret kisses and whispered promises. He grabbed his keys and locked the door, determined to leave his mistakes behind. He thought of Erica and Yandy, both shattered by his presence. "I'll never forgive myself," he whispered, heading for the elevator. That would take him away from Atlanta and everything he had broken. Meanwhile, Erica arrived at a studio for a live interview to discuss her upcoming memoir. The host welcomed her and immediately addressed the elephant in the room. "Erica, your book, Loyalty Betrayed, hits shelves this week. Did you anticipate this level of blowback?" Erica took a breath, voice clear. "I honestly just wanted to share my story. Yes, I knew it was controversial, but I believe in telling the truth, even if it hurts." The host nodded, the audience leaning forward. "Any regrets?" he asked. Erica exhaled. "I regret that Yandy and Rashida's friendship is broken. I regret that an entire family suffered, but I don't regret exposing the truth. Sometimes darkness needs to be brought to light." As the interview progressed, social media exploded with new reactions. Erica's writing skills are top-notch. I can't believe she earned profits off this drama. Yandy might sue Rashida. Supporters rallied behind her. Tabloids posted links to buy the memoir, eagerly sliding their cameras toward Erica's face. Back at Yandy's house, Kirk arrived carrying bags of groceries. Inside, he found Yandy slumped on the couch. He placed the bags on the counter and crouched beside her. "I got pasta and sauce," he offered, voice gentle. She shook her head, face buried in her hands. "I'm not hungry." Kirk hesitated, then placed a hand on her shoulder. "Our kids will need dinner. Let me take care of it." She didn't respond. He knelt, brushing a strand of hair from her face. "I love you. I'm sorry." Yandy flinched at the words. "I don't know if I can ever trust you again." Kirk closed his eyes. "I'll spend every day earning that trust back." On the set of the show, producers debated the schedule. Do we replace Yandy's scenes with B-roll? One producer asked, another shook his head. "No, we need her confession on camera. We'll film a follow-up interview." They prepared questions. How do you plan to regain respect? What will you say to Rashida's fans? Are you seeking forgiveness? The crew buzzed. Finalizing arrangements that evening, Yandy agreed to film her follow-up at the studio. Though her hands shook as she stepped before the camera, the host greeted her eyes. Sympathetic. "Yandy, the public wants to know how has this affair affected your marriage and your family." Yandy closed her eyes, taking a shaky breath. "I've made the biggest mistake of my life. Kirk and I are separated for now. Our children deserve a stable home, and I failed to provide that. I plan to step away from the show indefinitely to focus on repairing what I broke to Rashida. I'm sorry it doesn't begin to cover it. I'll do whatever it takes to earn back your trust." One day your trust, one day, the host nodded. Many fans are shocked. Emotions ran high, and the family was left divided. What are your thoughts on that? Yandy's lips trembled. "I understand why they feel betrayed. I feel that same heartbreak every day. I only hope one day they can see I'm committed to changing and returning as a better person." Cameras captured her tears as she looked off stage, perhaps hoping to see Kirk or Rashida sitting nearby, offering comfort, but no one came. While Yandy filmed, Rashida watched remotely on her phone. She sat on the floor of her bedroom, hugging a pillow, daughter asleep beside her. She overheard Yandy's apology and felt a flicker of empathy, but anger flared too quickly. "She had the chance to tell me face to face, and she ran to Denzel. Instead, she pressed play on Cole's final voicemail. The words cold and empty." She closed her eyes, listening to her child breathe, and vowing to protect her family at any cost. Kirk, standing off camera, watched Yandy's confession. His heart felt heavy with love, regret, and hope. He whispered to himself, "We'll get through this, even if it kills me." He turned and walked toward, his car phone in hand. He scrolled through messages from their pastor. "I'm here for both of you, and forgiveness begins with confession." He whistled quietly, steeling himself for the long path ahead. Elsewhere, Erica sat alone in her car, parked outside a coffee shop. She scrolled through tweets. "Erica's too ruthless. Thank you for truth, Erica." Yandy exposed Rashida needs support. She took a sip of lukewarm coffee and exhaled. "This isn't over," she murmured, glancing at the empty studio lights behind her. She thought about her next move. Book signings, interviews, maybe a talk show slot. But for now, she relished the quiet before the next storm. As night deepened, the city buzzed with gossip at dinner tables, offices, and online. Text chains demanded updates on Rashida and Kirk's marriage, Yandy's fate, and Denzel's whereabouts. Talk shows prepared panels of experts debating morality and loyalty in reality television. The scandal had transcended the show. It was now a conversation about trust, friendship, and the cost of secrets. In a small church not far from town, Rashida attended evening service with Chuck and the kids. The pastor spoke on forgiveness. To forgive is not to forget, but to choose to move forward. Rashida closed her eyes, drawing comfort from the words. Joke squeezed her hand. "We're not alone," he whispered. Rashida nodded, tears slipping down, a faint hope stirring in her heart. On her way home, Yandy passed a diner lit by neon. She considered pulling in, but memories of midnight meetings with Cole made her hesitate. Instead, she drove past. Tears in her eyes, Kirk reached out, taking her hand. "I'm here," he said. Yandy looked at him, mouth trembling. "I know." He kissed her forehead, trying to convey everything words couldn't. That night, as the world slept, Yandy and Kirk lay on opposite sides of their bed, divided by distance and betrayal, each staring at the ceiling, replaying their choices. Erica updated her blog. "Truth is a double-edged sword." Rashida lit a candle for peace. Cole boarded a bus headed north, leaving Atlanta behind, and the city wide awake continued to whisper, debate, and speculate, knowing this story was far from over. The morning after the church service, Rashida awoke before the sun fully rose. The silence of her home pressed against her ears as she tiptoed past her children's bedrooms. Each step felt heavy, weighed down by the knowledge that her world had shifted forever. She made her way to the office where Kirk sat at his desk, staring blankly at papers and bills. Sunlight filtered through the window, illuminating a stack of eviction notices that he had failed to mention. Rashida laid a gentle hand on his shoulder. "Did you find another way to pay rent?" she asked, voice careful. Kirk glanced up, guilt and exhaustion mingling in his eyes. "I took out a loan, but we're on thin ice," he whispered. Rashida exhaled, tears pricking her eyes. "We'll face this together." she said, her voice quivering even as she tried to sound resolute across town. Yandy sat in her sister's living room cradling a mug of tea. The low hum of the heater did little to warm her, and she stared blankly at the television showing a loop of morning news. One segment replayed her tearful apology. "I never planned to hurt anyone, I was vulnerable, and I made the worst mistake." She closed her eyes, recalling Cole's final voice message, "I have to leave Yandy. This isn't fair to either of us." The emptiness pressed in around her. She opened her laptop and logged into social media. Yandandygate trended, fans debating whether she deserved forgiveness or scorn. "You betrayed your family," one tweet read, while another whispered, "We all make mistakes." She pressed send on a reply, "I'm dedicated to healing. I'll do whatever it takes." But typing felt hollow. Hours passed in quiet torment until her sister Maya knocked and brought her back to reality. In a small therapy office not far from Rashida's home, Kirk and Rashida sat across from Dr. Harris. Stuffed animals and colorful paintings lined the walls, a child-friendly facade for hard conversations. Dr. Harris cleared her throat. "Last session, we talked about trust. Today, let's focus on building a new foundation for your family." Kirk leaned forward. "I want to rebuild. I don't know where to start." Rashida's voice trembled. "We need stability for our kids, for our marriage, but I don't know if I can ever trust Kirk again." Dr. Harris nodded. "We'll work on setting honest boundaries, open communication, and acknowledging past hurts. Forgiveness is a journey, not a destination." She guided them through an exercise. Each wrote down a hurt on a card, then shared it with the other. Kirk's card read, "I let my best friend betray our marriage." Rashida's card said, "Yandy shattered my trust." As they spoke, tears fell, but also a tentative willingness to hear and be heard. The same afternoon, Mena arrived at a local book signing for her new memoir. Fans lined up, eager to hear firsthand about her perspective on betrayal and truth. She smiled politely, autographing spine after spine, knowing each signature carried the weight of her public stance. A young woman approached her table. "Thank you for telling the truth," she said, voice soft. Erica managed a nod. "I hope my words help someone understand the cost of secrets." As Erica turned to the next fan, her phone buzzed with a message from Kirk. "How do I fix this? Where do I begin?" She paused, then typed a reply. "Honesty, sacrifice, therapy, you know what to do." She locked her phone, taking a slow breath before returning. Two fans meanwhile, Yandy sat in a community center, attending her second therapy session with Dr. Jenkins. On the table lay tissues and a framed photo of her children. Dr. Jenkins began gently, "Yandy, today, let's talk about how you'll earn back trust." Yandy's voice quivered. "I know I broke my family. I want to focus on being a mother first. I've decided to step away from the show indefinitely." Dr. Jenkins nodded approvingly. "Taking responsibility is key. How will you help your children understand what happened?" Yandy's eyes welled with tears. "I'll explain that mommy made mistakes, and that sometimes grown-ups need to learn and change." Dr. Jenkins encouraged her to draft a letter to her kids. Yandy pulled out pen and paper, writing in shaky letters. "My precious ones, mommy is sorry for hurting you. I will do everything I can to make this right." During the evening rush, Kirk returned home with groceries, pausing at the front door. Inside, Rashida sat at the dining table sorting mail. She looked up, exhaustion clouding her eyes. "There's therapy on the ice," she said harshly. Kirk sighed. "I sent you the schedule. Did you see my note about the eviction?" Rashid's breath caught. Kirk placed the grocery bags on the counter. "Sorry, I kept it from you. I should have told you sooner." She stood, tears brimming. "Everything's a secret. Next, I'll find out there's no mortgage or something." Kirk's shoulders slumped. "I'll fix it, Rashida, I promise." She moved toward him, voice hushed. "I want to believe you." Kirk reached for her hand. "Let's start by paying bills together. No more hidden finances." She nodded, allowing him to lead her upstairs to the safe where he had stashed their joint bank statements. That night, Joe sat on the edge of his son's bed reading a bedtime story. His son's drowsy eyes met his. "Daddy's mommy." "Okay." Jacques swallowed hard. "Mommy's working on feeling strong again, buddy. She loves you more than anything." The boy yawned. "I love you, Daddy." Jock closed the book, kissed his son's forehead, and turned off the light. In the hallway, Yandy slipped quietly into the house after dropping the kids off with Kirk for the evening. Jock opened the door. Her eyes were red makeup, smeared. "Your kids need you." Jock reminded. Yandy closed the door, sobbing. "I know, I'm scared." Jock pulled her into a hug. "You have to prove it every day." Yandy nodded, voice muffled in his shoulder. The following morning, Erica prepared for a segment on a daytime talk show. Cameras rolled as she spoke directly into live television. "Loyalty and truth matter more than fame. If I hadn't exposed those messages, this family might still be living a lie." The host responded. "Some say you weaponized personal details. How do you respond?" Erica's expression stayed calm. "Shadow and light coexist. Sometimes exposing darkness paves the way for healing. I hope Rashida and Yandy both find peace." The studio audience clapped, though some fans tweeted Erica's too harsh, and others cheered. "She's a truth warrior, the truth warrior." Meanwhile, Yandy sat in a local cafe, notebook open, sifting through potential job opportunities outside reality TV. She flicked through her phone. messages from supporters from detractors, and a single text from Kirk. Therapy tonight, she exhaled and typed back. Yes, she added, love you. But the weight of betrayal still pressed heavily on her chest later that day. Cole's manager drove to the family home with a letter from Cole addressed to Rashida and Kirk. I never meant for my friendship with Yandy to spiral into chaos. I apologize. For being complicit, I'm donating my income this year to charity in their name. Kirk read the note aloud to Rashida. She sat at the kitchen table, 2 cups of coffee cooling. This doesn't change what happened, she whispered. Kirk placed the note on the table, but it's a start. People make mistakes. Rashida. Cole's gone. Yandy's gone. It's just us now. Tears pulled in Rashida's eyes. I'm exhausted. Kirk reached across and wrapped her in a hug. We'll move forward together. Toward evening, the entire family, Rashida, Kirk, Jock and Yandy, gathered in a community hall for a charity event they had organized weeks ago. The event, originally to raise funds for youth programs, had become a symbol of their attempted healing. Erica arrived, greeted by Rashida. At the door, with a stiff nod, the air was tense. Jock led their children to a table to draw pictures, while Kirk and Yandy stood awkwardly in front of a banner reading Families First. Erica took a deep breath and stepped to the microphone. Thank you all for coming tonight. We're here because even broken hearts can rebuild. The audience clapped politely, mobile phones in hand, capturing every moment. Rashida's eyes met Yandy. Briefly before she looked away, Erica handed the microphone to Yandy. Yandy's voice quivered. I know I hurt many hearts here. I'm sorry to Rashida, to Kirk, and to everyone I let down. I pledge to be present for my children, to work on myself, and to earn back trust, one day at a time. A smattering of applause rose from the crowd. Next, Kirk took the mic. I also apologize to Rashida for ignoring her pain, for hiding finances, and for letting distance grow between us. I love you and our family. I'll prove that every day. He turned to Rashida, tears in his eyes. Will you forgive me? Rashida hesitated, then stepped forward. She looked at Kirk, voice firm but gentle. I don't know if I'm there yet, but I'm willing to try. The audience cheered and Rashida's tears broke free. Jock joined them in a group hug, children scattering confetti in celebration. As the evening wound down, Erica exchanged a quiet word with Yandy in a corner. I hope this was worth it, she said softly. Yandy's eyes glistened. It was painful but necessary. I'll spend every day proving I deserve this gift of forgiveness. Erica nodded, hugging Yandy before walking away to greet fans. The event concluded with families sharing subtle nods and embraces. No one claimed complete closure. Scars ran deep, but as the crowd dispersed into the night, one thing felt certain. True healing had begun. This dramatic journey reminds us that truth can both destroy and rebuild. What do you think awaits these families? Will Rashida and Kirk find lasting reconciliation? Can Yandy earn back the trust she lost? Share your thoughts below. Your voice matters. If this story gripped you, hit like and subscribe for more reality TV updates. Turn on notifications so you never miss a new twist. And don't forget, sometimes the hardest truths